This episode of Let Her Finish is brought to you by the new Tasty Rise low-carb protein bars.
Life gets busy, so having a snack you can grab on the go is always a win.
Available in cocoa, berry and caramel, they're great to have in your handbag, glove box or gym bag.
Check out the new Tasty Rise low-carb protein bars today. Less carbs, more go.
Let her finish.
Kia ora e te whānau. We are Let Her Finish. We've got Brodie Kane online live from Croatia, just back from Ibiza. Gracie Hitchcock, that's me. Tegan, and this is Let Her Finish. Trust us, only good things when you let us finish. How are we, ladies?
Yeah, good. I actually, firstly, we need to go to Brodie Kane. How was your last week? You were in Ibiza, mate.
Well, look, very good evening to you. I am back in Croatia in one piece, you'll be pleased to know. I have so many minutes for you. I actually think my health and well-being is far better than I expected it to be, possibly far better than it deserves to be. Or maybe that's just because, that was destiny. What I did was destiny. I've just come back. Mum and I had a late dinner because we knew that we had to come back for this. And we were sitting at this beautiful restaurant, one of our little favourites, down in Bowl. And neither of you have done Sail Croatia, eh?
No, I actually haven't done Europe full stop, so I'm really living through you in every way that I could.
So I did Sail Croatia when I was 25, 26. That's now 15, 14 years ago. And I remember coming here, but tonight a whole bunch of, it's not the actual Sail Croatia company, but it's one that's called, I think it's just called Yacht Week or Sail Week.
Oh, yeah.
Same kind of thing. But they're all on these catamarans. And so all of them were parked up. I say parked up, sailed up, docked up, moored up. Yep, all of those things. And it's just hundreds of young people. They're obviously all going to a white party tonight. But just honestly, I know, original. Honestly though, we just sat overlooking all these boats. They're all doing prees on the boats. You're like, there's so many sort of dramas going on those boats tonight. There's girls that have got crushes on guys, but the guy likes the other girl from the other boat. Some of them getting off the boat, but they're not ready because the other girls aren't ready. It was just glorious. We sat there for 2 hours just watching it all. So that made me feel like I didn't want to do any of that before, but also then I was like, you've just been basically like them in Ibiza. Yeah. So what is the difference?
Acting above it.
Well, I'm here and I'm alive and I'm looking forward to catching up and I'm looking forward to our minutes.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be good. I think my weekend was a stark contrast. Very wholesome. What did I do this weekend? I think it's just been, I've got a big lot of busy weekends with work. I've got my 30th birthday party next weekend, so I'm just trying to make the most of the ones where they seem a bit quiet, eh? So I did an 8K run in the weekend, though, with my sister, Brodie. You'd be proud.
I saw that.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing interval running now, and I can see the difference and what that does to your running. And, I was doing it, and I had a good pace, and I thought, I actually didn't feel as puffed as I thought I would be. So I was like, yes.
Yeah. Stamina was up. We've been a little bit sickies, just the kids and stuff. Ali's actually homesick today. But, that's just life at the moment. I was rolling with
life.
it.
Yeah.
I should have had that bloody flu vaccination, but I didn't. But that's okay. I wish I was in Ibiza, though.
Do you know what's beautiful?
What?
Yeah.
Someone ran 8Ks, someone's been homesick with the kids, and someone had 7 hours sleep in 48 hours. I mean, if that doesn't highlight the variety of hosts on this podcast.
Yeah.
You'll find a pocket of yourself in somebody at some point.
And here we are. We all turned up in one room right now to yap and just share minutes. I don't know if you guys saw this week. It made me smile so much. And I actually thought it was AI. Thank God it's not. There is a famous grandmother called Grandma Droniak. She is 96 years old.
Okay, period.
And she received a formal warning from her retirement village after hosting late night parties serving alcohol to other residents. Security footage has showed people leaving her room at 1 a.m. and the facility threatened to review her residency. Her response? She tore up the letter. It says, I don't pay $12,000 a month to live here. I can party if I wanna. That's what she says, wanna. Love that. The situation's since been resolved. The home agreed that she can still have people to her room late until unless there's no alcohol served.
Oh my God. She looks cool. It reminds me of, I don't know if you guys have seen the show Landman, but on Landman, there's a character, it's Billy Bob Thornton's wife in the show. She does like, it's almost like her philanthropy within the day is her and her daughter go to this rest home and they put on little events, they get them drunk and they go party, and this is what it's giving to me. And I'm like, I hope that's a real thing. Like, I hope, because you know what, just because you're in a rest home, it doesn't mean life's over. Life's still kicking. You're still there. It's nice to know there's hope.
Do you know what I find interesting about this? Well, first of all, I think she should be able to do whatever the fuck she likes if she's paying $12,000 a month.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. And I would say that about all, like, rest homes are expensive. But what I find interesting about this is that I happen to know that, like, retirement villages in New Zealand, fucking balling, man. Like,
they are so expensive.
They have better social lives than us. Those places have social events every single night of the week. I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding you. The ones that I know the grannies and the grandpoppies, and they are on the piss every night. I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
They are, and they get up to
all sorts.
They're a little bit mischievous, eh?
Oh,
because like half of them, partners probably died.
I know.
Not trying to be that guy, but they're back at it.
I've got Cliffy, who's in a retirement village in Tauranga. He plays bowls all the time, and he still goes to the racetrack. He's got a couple horses and work still. And he goes down for like the lunches and the happy hours, but I reckon he gets like lots of ladies coming to drop him stuff. Yeah. And he's like, nah, not having a bar of it. Like he's just over it. He likes to watch like old Western movies, go down, play bowls, and then come back. But he loves a toffee pop.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I'd be sitting on double coat Tim Tams if I was in a rest home.
Yeah.
I'd demand a packet a day.
Yeah.
I demand it. What's the worst that's going to happen?
I would just be sitting at the social club every night in the corner with all my harem of my best friends, just smashing gins, just fucking dissecting the gossip of, fun fact for you, I have longed to do and it wouldn't be the first time because there's that beautiful series out of Australia where they take the little kids, do a doco with the oldies in the retirement village. I've yearned to do some sort of podcast series or a content piece because genuinely our elderly people are beautiful and they have so many beautiful stories to tell and should be cared for and celebrated and looked after. So I've always had this fascination with these places, and I've always said, because you know how it's always like over 65. Now, up until a year ago, when I was on my own, I was like, let's get just single people villages as well. Because I think, whether you call it a single person village or a commune, either by the by, I think that there's something in that kind of community feeling. I guess Hobsonville Point is like the kind of fun,
Pleasantville.
But I just think like, I've always thought, when you think of silly business ideas that you think maybe, is it silly? I go, maybe we need to start one for the 40 plus.
Yeah.
I'm into that. I was actually just about to say, didn't you have an idea for your little commune with all your mates and you could come together?
Yeah.
Me and my friends we often joke about a commune, but like a lot of us are in couples and stuff, but we had this idea of like getting massive lifestyle block. Everyone has a property on it. We have a communal gym. We have maybe like a communal, like we make a basketball court. Like everyone forages on the land. Like as if any of us have done that before, by the way.
No.
As if any of us have done that. I mean, I used to fish as a kid, but I still wouldn't say I'm an expert, but like we all just start living off the land and helping each other out. Like, now, you know what? Oh, you got a hole in your shirt. Let me sew that. And then in exchange, can you take old Jimmy to school today? Like, just shit like that.
Yeah.
It'd be so fun.
There's something in it. There's something in it, honestly.
I agree.
Bring back the crafting.
Yeah.
Bless Grandma Joni out.
And I love that she's real because there's so many AI grandmas out there. This is a real chookie.
I know.
Yeah.
She's great.
I'm definitely not into that.
Yeah.
Good.
But hey, we obviously, talking about being single, but this is actually a thing that's becoming more and more common. So there was a new study I found, that shows 20% of adults are projected to never get married, which is the highest it's been in quite some time. So to read more of the stats, so it was a study that said a record number of people were on track to never get married as marriage rates were continuing to fall. Researchers project around 1 in 4 of today's young adults will still never be married by the time they reach their mid-40s, even mid-50s. To the highest level that has ever been recorded. So it's just not on people's radars as much. They're saying it's because of delayed relationships, financial pressures, and changing attitudes toward marriage, and this is all what's driving the trend. Now, I don't know about you guys, but of all my friends, I'm just about to turn 30, and I've gone to 2 weddings of friends. And that's all. And I think by maybe my parents' own standards, they got married in their mid-20s and they're still married today, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But I would say that they had been to a shit ton more weddings by the time they had reached my age compared to me. So I can kind of see it already myself. Like, I think people aren't in a rush to go get married anymore, or just deciding like, can't be asked. Like, they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I think, well, I'm not surprised by that, this, to be honest, because I think also one thing I would say to add to that, Teags, is that I feel like there would be something to do with, and not exclusively, there would be a bit to do with this beautiful rise in women embracing being independent and not sort of hanging their head up on sort of societal standards, and there being more to life than being married. And so I think that there's probably been a real shift in that. And also maybe even couples, like, because it's so expensive.
Oh, I know.
To get married.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And people just have better, like, like, in terms of getting married, what would you... Oh, no, I won't ask you, G. But
No, you can ask me.
I do know.
Go for it.
Well, no, how was your wedding? How much did your wedding
Oh,
cost?
stupid amount. And also my family helped me a lot with it. Obviously, we saved up quite a bit. Yeah. But also we did stuff on the, like, cheap-ish. We used, like, a friend's farm, and we used all local vendors and stuff like that. I wasn't gonna get my cake made in Auckland and take it down to the Waikato. I was like, everything has to be easy and local. I was really lucky with what we did, and I wouldn't take it back for anything. But in saying that, it was pretty excessive. I didn't even know if I believed in marriage, to be honest, because my parents are not together. Ali's parents are together. They're amazing. But I'm like, I want my partner to be with me because he wants to be with me, not because he has to be with me, or because it's like the done thing. I'm like, marriage is such a bit of a wank sometimes.
It is, and I think...
Can I say that?
I reckon that's a great read. And do you know what? I think what I've always wanted to have, my day in my white dress and everyone thinks I look pretty. Obviously, I feel like there is a good chunk of women that do sort of romanticize that idea. But I think as you get older, and it was my dad saying to me when me and my boyfriend bought our house together, and he kept saying, because we obviously needed to sort out an agreement based on, like, what we own and what we don't, what we contribute. And those were really adult discussions we were having, and there was no tension in it. It was really good. But I started going, oh yeah, but when we're married, it'll be this. And my dad goes, what do you mean? And he was like, what do you mean when you're married? And he goes, you're buying a house together. You pretty much are.
Yeah.
He's like, that is a massive commitment. And I think he kind of... Yeah. Him saying that just made me realise that the commitment isn't the ring. The commitment is a choice. It's you guys choosing each other every single day. And I think something as serious is, like, because a house is a contract too. Yeah. Like, that is just as serious. It is just as meaningful as well to make a move in that direction. So I think I have, although I'd love the idea of marriage one day, when I think about it, all I think of is dollar signs. All I think of is like, that's a trip I don't get to have. And it makes you feel like sometimes, I would imagine there's a lot of couples that sit there and go, okay, what do we want to do? Do we want to have a house? Do we want to have a baby? Or do we want to get married? Because they're all so expensive. And if you can do all three within a couple of years, you're on.
Yeah.
You're on, man, because
Yeah.
that shit looks expensive and hard.
But also don't put yourself in debt for that, just for somebody else's like view on your life. It's like your life.
100. Yeah. I like what
just-
you're saying though, Brodie. It's like, I think there's not a necessity to get married for women anymore in modern times.
I think that's a big part. As I say, I don't think it's exclusive, but I think that it's not like the full stop that it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people ending in divorce.
Yeah, that part too.
Lot-
That
and-
part too.
And they're expensive too.
Exactly.
But hey, look, I will ask you both because you would have had to have been under a rock if you didn't see the biggest wedding roar, hurrah, loud noises, shut the world down wedding of the fucking universe over the weekend with obviously Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And I will be I'll be really interested in what both of your takes are on the wedding. Bearing in mind, everyone has an opinion and there are so many different ones out there and everyone is entitled to those. But I'm just intrigued in terms of whether you took any notice of it and what you thought of it, or whether you shut it out, or whether it annoyed you. Go off.
Okay, I think I don't really care that much about Taylor Swift, and that's not in a. I'm not a hater. I just am like I couldn't really care less what she does or doesn't do because I'm not a fan of her music. Whatever. Like she just is who she is. But I was very interested in people's opinions about this wedding. For the most part, I would say my feed was very much of the pool of people saying this wedding feels really out of touch. A billionaire has shut down streets in New York City amid a heat wave. Apparently it cut out power to a lot of people. This is obviously what I'm reading online, and it was on the 4th of July. Just like it seemed like for someone who wanted privacy to create such a massive spectacle at the same time seemed really like contradictory to me.
Yeah.
Because I think of Zendaya and Tom Holland who got married and no one knew about it, and we've still not seen a single photo, and they have been able to maintain that privacy because that was their choice. And I think if you really wanted privacy, you could have made that happen.
Yeah.
But I think she wanted to create a spectacle. So I think I was just a little bit confused about the messaging, whether they wanted privacy or they didn't,
Yeah.
because it seemed like it did seem like a show.
Yes.
If you know what I mean. But then I also get that I also can see where people are coming from saying that the way we're coming for Taylor Swift and not her husband or her new husband, like her name is the headline as opposed to him, that could be seen as sexist. I can understand where you're coming from, but it's also, but she's the billionaire, he's not. I think that's why, potentially.
Yeah.
I think it was like seeing a 36-year-old teenager have a wedding.
Okay, yeah.
Like it was all of the it was like my sweet 16. Like it was but in that way like kind of cute, like it had all the trimmings that she wanted. It was like out the gate. I wouldn't call it the most tasteful thing, but
like
can I say that? But I was like,
you're in a safe place.
pop off. I'm like, she had all of the monogram things and all of the beautiful flowers.
Yeah.
Like, but also, didn't she just sell out that stadium where she did it? So like, she's having a wedding at work. I saw that as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you going back to that place where you're working? But like, is there a blended sort of?
I wonder if that's more to do with the practicality of security. That's what a lot of people have speculated to me, that maybe is why she did it at MSG. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't care. Like,
And then she also walked down the aisle to one of her songs.
I heard that and I thought that was random.
No, she did not.
Well, it was
Are you serious?
I think it was a violin quartet or instrumental of Love Story is what I've heard.
Oh, that
But-
feels a
Are you
little...
actually telling the truth right now?
Well,
That's-
according to the internet.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I think that's a little bit self-indulgent if that's true, but...
Funny. It's quite funny.
Never mind.
Hence the...
Go, Brodie. Say what you want to say.
You go now.
No, I look, and people that have look, I'm like you, Tegan. I'm not a fan of hers.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of her music, and I do somewhat struggle with her. in saying that. So I always like to get my declaration out, all of it. I also have mad props to her as a businesswoman.
Yeah.
And as a musician.
Yeah.
And the career that she has created for herself.
Yeah.
I think as I've watched all of it against my will, I just, I keep going, what do I think of this? And I read takes, and it's that, I read the things that were like, with billionaires and capitalism and shutting down New York and all of the things that you pointed out as well, Tegs. I read all of that, and, then people go, well, she should be able to do whatever the fuck she like, so I read all of that. And then all I could just come back to was just the whole kind of laughable, just celebrities are just so not serious, eh?
Yeah.
Like that was the only thing that I just went, you guys are just a fucking shambles, eh? Like you all want people to take you seriously, and you want, I think about, and I think, they've all worked hard to get to wherever they've got and all of that kind of stuff, and yada, 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 cool. So is everyone, right, that has. But I just sort of go, you guys kind of, there's so many people that I think turned up that preach to have great messaging or want to be taken seriously. And it's like, none of you, this is not serious.
Yeah.
This is not fucking reality. And so if you actually if you go, okay, it's this celebrity marrying this celebrity, and here's 1,000 other celebrities that turn up, it would be the same thought about that wedding. It's just like, oh, you guys are just taking the piss. You're just laughing, you know?
I was going to say some people were speculating that she might do a Disney, on Disney Plus, like a special of her wedding.
Oh.
It might be like a big live event, where you got to pay per view. Who knows? Surely not. That'd be tacky.
Yeah.
That'd
be tacky.
Yeah.
And each to their own. It was their own wedding. We all come with peace on this. Don't sue us, Taylor.
Look at Gracie. Gracie trying to save us.
I know.
Nah, Gracie, you don't need
She
to
ain't
save
worried
us.
about
You don't
me.
need to save us.
I'm
She
scared.
ain't worried about
Nah,
me.
or
Okay.
Me. Yeah.
All right, let us pivot into domestic field work, something a little bit more relatable than a wedding at Madison Square Garden. But I have seen something, and these are some chookies that I listen to avidly, Two Broke Chicks. And they've always got hacks and guides and things like that. And they were doing a piece around how often you should wash your clothing, more about, how to make it last, make sure it's got longevity. And I was going through when you should be washing different things, and I went, because I was kind of thinking like there's a couple of jackets in my wardrobe that potentially have never been washed ever, but that's fine. Anyways, I thought I would share some of their findings on different things you have and how often you should wash them. So first up, denim. So I'm thinking like jeans. Obviously, I'm a big jeans girl, like a denim jacket too. That is every 5 to 10 wears you should wash that.
Okay.
Which I feel like is probably, I would say closer to the 10 for me.
Yeah.
I always got told to wash denim as little as possible.
Yeah.
Or put them in the freezer.
Yep.
Have you ever heard that?
I've heard of that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I've heard of that, but that just seems excessive, eh?
Yeah, that seems silly. I don't want to open up my freezer and my jeans fall out. It just seems.
But don't you find that your freezer is always overpacked? There's always too many packs of
Exactly.
peas and fucking blueberries, and there's too much in there. Especially our fridge. Joe Kane's got fucking mints in there from 2022.
And you get some mince juice on your
on your
jeans.
jeans.
All good. All good.
Oh, and they probably smell like, nah.
The next one I've got is cotton. So that could be anything. I would say that's most of my tees, every 1 to 3 wears. Which is a funny one because I would normally wash a top after every wear.
Like a t-shirt, because you smell the armpit. I always smell the
I
armpit
give it a
holes.
little sniff test now.
Give it a sniff.
Yeah.
And if
You've
had
got to give the Patawee sniff test.
if you've had a particularly sweaty day or a particularly stressful day,
Yeah.
it might be a bit smellier than other days.
Yeah, as soon as I walk in the house, that's coming off. That's coming right off. If you've got...
But also, sorry, I was going to just say with as I've been doing travel clothes, travel clothes have only got 1 day in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're off. Get them off.
Cotton t-shirts that are on your skin every time.
Every
for me.
time?
Every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no judgments, eh? Anyways. Okay. If you've got wool is obviously like a hand wash, but you want to do that every 5 to 10 wears. So that doesn't have to be every wear. Silk, 3 to 6 wears. I don't think I have any silk whatsoever. I feel like you would.
I've got
feel like you dabble.
It's hard. It's hard to look after.
Exactly. It feels like admin.
Yeah.
Linen. I know we've all got linen. That is every 3 to 4 wears.
Hard to wash.
Yeah, that's a hard one too. And then you have to steam it straight away because it's all crinkled up and that's admin as well.
Yeah.
And then leather, the last one is do not machine wash, only spot clean.
Of course, you wouldn't put your leather pants in the wash. Would you?
Do you know what really pisses me off when I've been thinking about these rules that we're allegedly supposed to abide by? Is that there is nothing more insulting than purchasing a beautiful little top, might be silk, or a beautiful little linen number or something, and you go and you think, I'm going to wash this for the first time, and you poke out that little tag, and what stares back at you? Dry clean only. You're like, you. Just like, it's like, why? You've made this overpriced shirt.
Yeah.
I've decided to buy it, and now you want me to go and spend fucking $20 getting it dry clean because you couldn't put an additional, I don't know, some sort of something in it. It copes with a machine.
I see that and I say, I'll show you.
Yeah, I reckon I'll give it a go.
I'm the dry cleaner.
I did that with a jacket last week. It said dry clean only, and I went, oh, surely not. And I just gave it a wash. It was fine. It just needed a bit of a steam afterward. But I have this jacket that I think is a PU leather, but it's a big bulky thing like a bomber.
Yeah.
I go to, I don't know, just after winter last year, I thought, oh, surely this might need a bit of a wash. I go to the tag. It says, do not wash. Do not dry clean.
Oh.
It's like nothing.
Nothing.
You can't do anything. I said, well, what the hell am I supposed to do with it? What if it just starts stinking? What do I do?
Throw it out.
But I guess it's like it might be just like a little spot clean just in the pit area.
Probably highly flammable.
Maybe I'll just light on fire one day. Who knows?
I love those rules though.
Yeah, I'm a real slut for a dry clean though. I'm like, oh fine. I'm Carrie Bradshaw. I'm the lady walking down the street with her 17 things with the it's now recycled plastic by the way, but I'm like slapping down the Birkenhead shops like, I'm so busy, look at me with my dry cleaning.
Yeah, and Brodie has all the local plugs. She always plugs like tailors and dry cleaners of like local businesses.
That's
which
good.
I love.
Shout out Soraya. She's a real one down there.
I will not plug out my own skills because I'm terrible. I just fuck up the washing all the time.
Do?
But I'm like, you know what? Leave it with me. I'll give it a crack.
Yeah.
I'm Gracie the dry cleaner. Or Gracie the very average launder lady. Very average. But it'll get done though. It'll just won't be done well.
Exactly. That's all that matters.
To be fair, I got back this morning from, in case you didn't realise, I just got back from Ibiza. Mum did some hand washing for me. Some of my Ibiza pieces, she hand washed them for me.
Good girl.
What a ledge.
I love that.
She's so good.
She's so good.
So guys, this week we are celebrating Matariki, which is not a brand new holiday, but obviously has only been observed in New Zealand as like a public holiday for the last few years, which is really exciting. I'm pretty sure we're one of the only countries in the entire world that celebrates an Indigenous New Year as a public holiday, which I think is really, really special. But just in case you sort of like, what is Matariki? Basically, it's just a time of year. It is the Māori New Year, but it's a time of year in which a certain star cluster consisting of 9 stars is visible throughout the year. It's usually around winter. There's never a specific date. It kind of moves from month to month. So sometimes you can observe it in June. Sometimes you can observe it in July, which this year it is. The public holiday is on the 10th, but I think we can see it from like July the 7th right until July 11th, which is really, really cool. You can see the star cluster like everywhere around the world. I feel like every Indigenous people, every First Nations people have a version of this that they celebrate as soon as they see this. It represents a different thing in the year. But it's a nice time of year to reflect, set new intentions, set goals, you know, what you want to do for the new year. And like, just remember maybe some, I see it as not a time for grief, but it's a nice moment to sort of stop and remember those maybe that have passed or not just in the last year, but those before. It's a nice time for whānau to come together and you guys just appreciate each other's time. But I thought to start off, we could maybe set some intentions for the new year. Let's scrap New Year's resolutions. I'm off it. I said this at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Intentions is the new vibe. So I think for Matariki, let's set some intentions. So I did give you guys some homework if you wanted to set any intentions for this year. But hey, Gracie,
Okay.
you're up first. What are you thinking?
My intentions are actually quite vulnerable. I have a really messy car and a really messy house. And my intention is to keep it a bit cleaner because I know I'm a better person when it's just not full of crumbs, and it will help me function better as a mother.
Yeah.
And as a partner, as a wife, as a friend. In saying that, also being kinder to myself.
Yep.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword there because I've just, got to let things flow when the time comes, but also hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
And I think I need to have a few stronger boundaries with getting a rubber arm.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I can go like, oh, of course.
I think you give us a rubber arm sometimes.
So those are my intentions coming into Matariki. I also just want to say there's I think Matariki is kind of based around Kai as well, having beautiful food. This weekend I'm going to Mount Maunganui with my whānau, and I really want to make a delicious pipi of vongole.
Ooh.
So we go pipiing out the front on the beach, and you dig your heels in, get the peppies out, let them spit overnight.
Yeah.
And the vongole is like a kind of a pasta.
Oh, yeah,
sort of thing. So, one of those, or a prawn. I love prawns as well.
Yeah, yum.
I
like that bit of kaimoana.
There's this cute little, one of my favourite photos of myself, if I do say so myself, is I'm about 18 months, 2 years old. And I'm just this little wee girl with like white blonde hair, real tanned. And I'm sitting in a bucket at Grandma's house up in Otaki. And we've just been collecting peppies. And I'm sitting in the bucket and I'm just dipping my fingers in the water that I'm sitting in, sucking the water, and it's salty peppy water. So that's good connection there, going and getting those out in the ocean there, G.
But a bit of foraging. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And Brodie, you got any intentions you want to set for the new year?
Yes, this is funny that you asked me in the middle of about to turn 40 in a very interesting time of a beautiful part of a relationship, thinking about what's important, what's not, and all of that. So I did think a lot about it. And I wanted to keep it quite general because I don't think you can go wrong either way in terms of you've got really specific ones, which might be like run a half marathon or do this or do that. But for me, I'm going to try and constantly remind myself what is important in life. And that might seem real vague to people and go, come on, man. But actually to me, that is really important to me, to remind myself what is important in life. So that is going to be what I work on, because I think sometimes I focus on things that I think are important and they're not.
I like that. I really, really like that. I think for this year, if I was to think about, I'm sort of similar to Brodie, heading into a new decade. So it's a big time for reflection and figuring out what's next. But it's also an easy time to get caught up in the what's next. So I think my intention for this year is pretty simple. I think this year I just want to be more selfish and just putting myself first. And it's funny because I feel like the group chat we have behind the scenes, there's sometimes you guys do have to remind me to just be a little selfish and look after myself first. And I hate saying protect your energy, but you know what it is? Sometimes it is like that. So I think, this new year, as we head into the new year, I just want to make sure that I am putting myself first and I can still be a person that thinks of others while also putting myself first. So I think that's the reminder I'm going to give myself. But I think, if you're wanting to set some new intentions for Matariki, this is such a good time to do it. And I also want to share with you guys something really cool. So Pandora, I don't know if you guys got yourself some Pandora jewelry, but so they've done a really beautiful collab for this time of year for Matariki. And I think that's so cool. Like to have a tonga for Matariki is so, so special. So I have got you guys a wee gift. A wee tonga that I can pass on to you guys.
And this is the collaboration with the Kiwi artists from Wellington, 3 girls, called the Dream Girls Art Collective. And it's a special collab just for this year. I'm so excited.
So they've got some limited edition charms that are each inspired by the 9 stars of Matariki, which is really, really beautiful. So I feel like if you were trying to gift someone something at this time of year, which is a beautiful time of year to do it, you will find a charm that means something for that person or maybe for whatever the intention of that gift is. So I have right here with me 2 that I am going to gift you. So I'm going to, you know what's quite funny is upon reflection, either of these charms could fit for either one of you, but this was my first thought. So I think for Brodie, I want to gift you the Matariki charm. So this charm symbolizes Matariki, the mother star, representing guidance, protection, and the nurturing presence watching over her children. And I do feel like I'm one of your like little radio children that you can help nurse through hard times and guide me. But I think because you are kind of like Brodie Kane, 10 toes down, never folds, boss lady, you do have this mother energy despite not having any children of your own. But I think because I come to you so often for guidance and for kind words, that's the charm for you. It felt like a given. And it's funny, afterward I go, well, Gracie's a mum. That actually would have been a great one for her too. But yeah, so that's the charm I'd like to gift you.
I don't always have that mother energy though.
Are you crying, Brodie Kane?
No, yes, maybe. It's 20 past 12 and I thank you.
You're digging
That's
deep
really
today.
nice.
And for you, Gracie,
Beautiful.
the charm I've gone with, it's a really funky, cool-looking charm, but this is for Waita. So this is inspired by ocean currents and movement. This charm reflects the energy flow and life connected to the sea, which, again, could have worked for Brodie too. But I think why I chose it for you, Gracie, is because I feel like you've got this energy about you as you do go with the flow a lot, even when things get really heavy or things can feel a lot more stressful than other times. I think you've got a real talent for just rolling with it, or at least walking into a room and still being the one that is like, yep, I'm happy to do that. Yep, I'm cool with that. And you're like water. You'll just flow with whatever. So I feel like that's the charm for you. And I think you're such a good friend and person to have around me because you remind me that it's like, it'll work out. It'll be okay. It's going to be all good. And I think that's the kind of friend you are. So that's my tonga for you.
Love you. Thank you so much. I love that.
I didn't mean to hit you guys in the fatu there, but yeah. So that but that's what this time of year is about. And like I said, it's not a new holiday, but it is one new to the rest of New Zealand. And I think it's just such a special way to acknowledge everyone around you and just go, oh, let's reset together. It's not like like New Year's has got a big like, oh yeah, let's bring in the new year. What are we doing? Let's bring in the new year party. Whereas this one's a lot more settled. It's a lot more poised.
Yeah.
And yeah, just spend time with your whānau. Have the best time. I think what Brodie's doing over in Croatia right now, that is the perfect way to celebrate Matariki. You're with your mum, your best mate, your mum. It's going to be so cool.
She's on the couch just there asleep again. Second week.
Gorgeous.
It's just a quick one from me, so people can get these beautiful, what we've got now, they can get them now?
Yes, they are available now, and I've seen them all on Pandora, the website, so you can go check it out there. But yeah, there's 9 different charms, one for each star.
Okay, we're going to go into our minutes now. I potentially had the worst meltdown, not me, my son, Frank, at the zoo last week on Friday. Okay, I'll set the scene. 9 a.m.
Right.
We're already like tempted. Told the boys that we're going to the zoo. We're going with a couple of my other mum friends. And we got there. One of the other mums was like, we'll go to get a coffee at the cafe. Sweet. When we get there, they always want an ice cream and ice block.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, we'll get an ice block, but at the end, like not right now. It's 9 a.m. So he proceeded to kind of get really miffed at me, you could say, really pissed off. Other mums went outside, have their coffees. Their kids, absolutely well behaved.
Yeah, they're like, okay.
They said, they're okay, mum. Frank runs inside, grabs an ice block because you can grab them by yourself there.
Yeah.
Comes outside and then so he's stolen an ice block. He's stolen it. And he's gripping it in his hands.
Grand Theft Auto at the zoo.
And then he throws himself on the ground, like kicking and absolutely screaming. All everyone's mums and dads are looking at me and looking at him. And this is the point where I go, okay, do I just buy it for him? Or do I hold my ground and say, no? Mm-hmm. And then, so the other mums I was with, they're good. They're old mum friends. They're not like new mum friends. If it was a new mum friend, I'd be like, oh, don't mind him. And I'll just go buy it. But I looked at these girls and I was like, do you mind if I'm going to keep hard to my word right now. I'm going to say no. And they're like, no, you pop off, sis. Like you stick to your guns.
Yeah.
And so I did. I ripped it out of his hand, made him put it back in the thing, just absolutely having a fucking mare. And I took him back outside, and it was just diabolical and so embarrassing for him, so embarrassing for me. We ended up walking. I let the girls have their coffee, and I was like, let's go see the lemurs. Let's go get fucking out of the cafe. Just get out of the cafe and get around to the dinosaur park. There's ice creams there.
Oh no.
So, but it was good because I was like, okay, it's a no right now, but he just didn't realize it was like a hard no right now, and he was really pushing this boundary. Because I've heard if you're too lenient in these early years, when he becomes a teenager, when it's no,
they test it,
and I'm like, I don't want you to be a little shit brat. Sorry, little shit brat. when you're a teenager, when mum says no, she means it.
Yeah.
And then okay, so we saw some animals. Yes, after animals, you can have an ice. It was an ice cream. Got to the dinosaurs, had an ice cream. 2 licks. Mum, can I have an ice block after this? And I was like, oh. They just push, and I was like, nah. But he was all good after that. He'd had his ice cream, and then he'd realised that, you know, there's consequences, and you're still a good boy. And it's more like, what I'm trying to emphasise is that you're a good boy with bad behaviour.
Yeah.
And so you've got to emphasize on like the good person that you are, but you're behaving badly.
Yeah, I think that's good. I remember like I've had a therapist say when I'd be like, oh, this person's a dick, they said no. The person's acting like a dick.
Yeah.
Apparently that's a better reinforcing language to use with adults as well.
Totally. It's like you're not like a fucking bad person.
I don't know about that.
Some people are just...
I think your therapist is wrong. I think your therapist is fucking wrong on that one.
So that was just, it was interesting. And I was a bit embarrassed. He was a bit embarrassed. We all got through the day, and I just, it was a lot. But the thing is, Odie saw it all, and he was trying to kick off as well. I was like,
and you're like,
nah.
You just settle down, boy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then later on the day, it was so cute. You know that when your parents, when you've got an eyelash that kind of comes off your eye.
Yeah.
And I did his first, you make a wish with your eyelash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cute. And I said, keep it a secret, don't tell me. You can put it on mummy's finger, and you blow it into the wind, and then you can make a wish.
That's very wholesome.
So all of that stuff can happen in the space of 2 hours in my life at the moment. Brodie, tell me about you.
I reckon we got to hold some space here.
Oh God, I mean, I thought about this earlier today, and I thought we just won't even start. And I think we'll just touch on we won't dwell on the sort of start disasters of the little adventure, which were missing the connecting flight in Frankfurt, not getting to hang out with my beautiful friend Laura McGoldrick in London.
Yeah.
Just being stuck at Frankfurt airport, and then not being able to get a flight that night, and then spending a night at a random hotel. And then I have to give you the details of this prank call. I'll give you the details of this prank call because it was fucking terrifying. So missed the flight, but then I got sorted out to go to this hotel, which was like one of those classic like Holiday Inn Expresses, and they're always kind of slightly out from the airport. I get there, it's about, 8:30 at night. I'm sad because I've, the day's been ruined, but I'm like, okay, just, it is what it is. I go to this they're like, here's a voucher for dinner. I go down to this little real random restaurant, and I'm like, okay, just have some dinner and have an Aperol, and everything will be fine. Go have an early night. You'll get there tomorrow. So do that, all good. I go back to my room, and I've told you girls, like, I've done a lot of solo traveling. I love solo traveling. The only thing I hate about it is the actual traveling component.
Yeah.
I love exploring and meeting people and stuff. Anyway, so I've literally just got off the phone to Josh. It's just before 11 at night. I was really tired and just sort of started to sort of like drift off to sleep. And then as I'm about to drift off, the hotel phone rings, and so I was like, you don't expect that.
Yeah.
But I answered it, and then I was like, hello, and this really deep, dodgy voice is like, is this room 233? And because you're kind of like, well, yeah.
Oh.
I was like, yes. And then he said, did I wake you? And I was like, yeah. Because I'm still thinking like, you're not thinking.
No, could be reception or something.
Just thinking it,
yeah.
And then he goes, did I wake you? I said, yes. He said, and after midnight, I fuck you. And I just went,
That's terrible.
fuck off, you fuck, and just hung up the phone. I cannot tell you the immediacy of how sick I felt, the rapidness of, and I almost fucking levitated out of the bed to go and like I to make sure that the thing, the double lock thing was done in the room. And then I was just absolutely fucking petrified because the first thing I thought was, he knows my room number.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And you just think, and you're just terrified. And so I rang Josh back straight away, and then I told him, and then he's like, well, you need to ring reception. So I rang reception, and they were like, that's not possible. People can't ring. And I was like, well, it is possible because it's just fucking happened.
Yeah.
This is what's happened. This is what he said. Anyway, so they were going to investigate it. They were talking to their IT, all of that kind of stuff. And then they never rang me back. So I rang them back like 15 minutes later. So I was like, what the fuck are you doing about this? Every night, you can imagine me though.
Yeah.
The nervous system is at an, like it's you're
Terrifying.
in a room in a foreign country in the middle of fucking nowhere on your own, and that's happened, and you feel absolutely disgusting. Mm-hmm. Ring them back. He's the guy on the phone. He's like, I promise you, ma'am, no one can get into your room. You are safe here tonight. I promise you. Oh, fuck. Anyway, takes me ages to get up to sleep. A terrible, really unsettled sleep. Wake up in a foul mood. And then I wake up though, because I was going to go for a nice run in the morning. I was like, I'm not running anywhere near this fucking hotel.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, pack your shit up, check out, get into the downtown, go have a look around, turn this trip around, let's go.
Yeah.
I went into town and I was like, well, you do need a pair of party sneakers for Ibiza, so that can be your task. You need a party sneaker and a German sausage while you're in Frankfurt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, you've got
Yeah.
you've got such a good mentality and just attitude at being able to switch that around though.
Yeah.
But like, fuck, that would have rattled you.
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was so rattling. It was so disgusting, and it made me think of just so awful for you. You should never have to feel vulnerable
No.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
And you're really angry by that. But then you're right. I was like, right, okay. Next morning, though, it was like I was grumpy. I'd missed seeing Laura, and then I was like, no, okay, fuck, okay, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
So we go in, we get the party shoes, we have the sausage, we go back, go to the airport, get on the flight, get to London, a full 24 hours after I'm supposed to get there. Fine. Got there, hadn't been to London in 15 years, was only going to be there for 14 hours. It was like, fine. Jumped on the tube like I did when I was bloody 26. I was like, nah, still the same.
Yeah.
Still the same. And then caught up with one of my mates just for a couple of drinks, had a nice early night because then I had to get up early. So I had to get up at like 5:20, get on the Gatwick Express, which is the train out to Gatwick Airport because London's got 3-4 airports.
Jeez.
Anyway, so we get on the flight. I didn't realise that I'd booked a Jet 2. Nothing beats
It's
a
a Jet 2 holiday.
fucking
How good.
So I get on this flight, I book myself 1A because I'm like, I don't want to be down the back. Anyway, it's so funny. It's just this like plane full of everyone down for a good time. And the flight attendant, she's so hilarious. She's like, they must have the patience of a saint. She's like doing her thing. You know how like on a normal flight, it's like, right, make sure your seatbelts are fastened, your seat back is up, right, da-da-da. She does all that. And then she's like, and if you do, make sure that you do not drink any of your own alcohol on the flight. But we do have bottles of champagne. Please press the call button if you'd like to order one of these, and we'll get it on ice for you so it's nice and cold when it's ready for you.
Cute.
I love it. That's so
It's
me.
8 o'clock in the morning. It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Hell
She
yeah.
knows. She read the room. She knew the play.
Yeah.
She knew the play.
Yeah. Anyway, so we get to Ibiza. I get there just after lunchtime. Go down to the beach. I'm staying in the area. I just booked a place that was like right in the area where the big clubs are.
Yeah.
Because I just thought that would be easier for me in terms of getting there and stuff like that. And so then I just go to the beach and I thought, am I going to have a nap? Maybe I will. I get to the beach. I was reading a really good book. Here's a little book recommendation. His and Hers. Very good thriller. Highly recommend it. Anyway, so I'm reading, probably should have been reading that, to be honest, after what had happened. Anyway, all good. Anyway, so I'm at the beach all afternoon, and then I'm there till about 7, because I'm like, as we know from last week, we know that Dom Dolla's not going to come on till about 3 o'clock, so I'm not going to get to the club till about 1. So I was just sort of really milling about, and then I was like, I'll go get a couple of beers. I bought myself a bottle of bubbles from duty free. And then I got home. I keep reading the book though. So I'm sitting there. It was fantastic though. I'm sitting there having a couple of beers on my balcony, watching all the people walk down the main street to this other massive club, which is called Ushuaia, which is this huge nightclub that was like a day nightclub that finishes at 11. But Calvin Harris was playing there. So watching all the people in all their different outfits go down there was like just fantastic. Anyway, and then I was like, I can't, I'm not going to sleep. I'm just going to keep drinking, and then I FaceTime some of my pals back home.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, right, I'm just going to go down. I'm going to grab some dinner, and then I'm going to, by that time, like I have a super late dinner. By that time, hopefully it'll be 1. So I do that, and then I walk down to High, and I'm on the artist guest list, because as I think I said last week, we've got a couple of very talented Kiwis that work with Dom Dolla.
Amazing.
Yep. Shout out Josh Smith, who is his tour manager. So I like stroll up. What had I forgotten? My passport.
Oh no.
Luckily, they were like, "Do you have a photo of it?" I was like, "Yes, I fucking do. Thank God."
Yeah.
Anyway, so I get in there. I walk in there, ladies. I go, well, I'm meeting this lovely woman who's going to take me
Backstage.
Backstage, yeah.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh, just give me a few minutes. I've just got to sort a few things out. So I was like, okay, I'll just go buy myself a drink. Went and bought myself a vodka soda, 26 euros.
Oh!
26 euros. 52 New Zealand dollars.
Oh!
Stop it.
Wow.
If that vodka soda
Yeah.
didn't have you on your ass, I'd say it was a waste of money.
Mate, it was so fucking strong. It was so strong.
God.
And that is the norm at the clubs.
Yep.
The cheapest thing you can buy in the clubs is a bottle of water at 10 euros.
Crazy.
I can't. That's actually crazy.
No, water should be
My
free.
stingy ass would hate it.
Yeah.
I know. It's absolutely wild. Anyway, when in Rome, so then I go backstage, and then I'm around the thing, and then I get round the back bit, and I sort of just stand by the stairs, and just as I do that, and he comes down the hallway. I'm like, oh, fuck. There he is. He's just walking down the thing. There he is. Be cool. Just stand there. But it's just such a spectacle.
Yeah.
It's not even like real life, eh?
Yeah.
Like you just. Anyway, up he goes to stand behind his decks, and I'm up in this thing. It's so packed. Like, you might think that it is. It's a pretty cool flex to be behind the decks, right?
Yeah.
But it's packed there. It's just as packed. But anyway, so he actually came on at 2:30. Might have heard me. Might have pumped it back half an hour.
Yeah.
You know, instead of 3 a.m. Comes on at 2:30, goes till 5.
Damn.
Yeah, and it was honestly, he was so. I mean, this is the third time I've seen him in less than a year. He was so good. It was amazing. And then I did wait around, obviously, because I wanted to meet him, but I felt like, you know, when you're like I knew Josh, but you still feel like a bit lame. But then you're like, nah, don't feel lame.
Nah, I don't feel
You've
like
travelled to see this guy.
Yeah.
But then I did kind of like, as it was the last hurrah, it was like 5:30. And Josh was like, no, you're all good. Wait. You're all good. I was like, no, wait. And he comes out, and I'm just so fucking like,
You're like, hi.
Hi.
hey, hi. Sorry. Can I, I'm Josh. You were amazing. I'm Josh's friend. Can I just get a photo?
Aw.
He's so lovely. And there we go. And that was my 15 seconds. Maybe 15, maybe 12. I don't know. But it was absolutely worth it. And it was such a mint night.
Yeah. It sounds
it's
like
another world.
Yeah.
It's another world. So I rolled in about 7.
Yeah. Time you got home.
Yeah. And that's the norm. That's actually industry standard. Mm-hmm. And I did hear, I didn't realise, but there's after parties.
Oh my
There's
God.
after parties.
After parties
I know.
after that party.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, so I rolled into bed, woke up at midday, and then I was like, right, Dolly, you get yourself out there and go on an adventure, please, because you're not going to waste this day. So I had a recommendation to go to Formentera Island, which is a 30-minute ferry ride. I'm so glad I did that. It is one of the most beautiful islands I've ever been to.
Mean.
Hired a push bike, rode around the island. It's all beaches, sandy beaches, absolutely stunning. So good. Bike back, jump back on the Fezzer. I'd met these wonderful people the night before. Lovely Kiwi girl called Rachel and a few of her friends who all live in London. I'd agreed to go to dinner with them. Came back, went to this other most beautiful restaurant. We went over the other side of the island. And that is the other thing that I would say that I would love to go back there for. Like, I'd love, and I will, and we will go there for, like, we have to have a girls' trip.
Yes.
There has to be some sort of, someone's birthday, someone's something.
Maybe my
there
40th.
has to be
Yeah. My 40th in 5 years.
something, honestly. Yes.
Yeah.
There has to be a girls' trip. But also, I think you do like maybe if you did 4 nights and you did first night big, then you went over the other side of the island and had 2 beautiful, wholesome, beachy, cruisy days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then went out with a bang on night 4, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that sounds
know?
cool. That sounds fun.
Or like too hard, too quiet, or whatever. Anyway, because it is actually a beautiful island, and there's so much to see that's not just in that pocket.
Yeah.
Anyway, we go out for dinner. We have a few drinks. I was like, I had had every intention of, like, I was like, right, I'm just gonna go for dinner. I'll go back with these guys. I have a couple of drinks, and then I'll go home because my flight was my flight 10, so I had to be at the airport like. Anyway, so back at the room, and then the guys were going to this club called Universe, which is relatively new. It's called a hyper club, which is, I googled that. I was like, what does hyper club mean? It means that it's not just about the music; it's about the experience. Like,
Right.
It's the whole fucking whatever, YDO, whatever. All right, just sort of like another way to make money off people, right? Anyway, the boys are like, well, we're going there, and I was like, well, I mean, I could just go and
Yeah.
see what it's like.
Yeah.
You know, we'll do that, get in there. It's fucking mind blowing. And I thought the DJ was called Elro, whatever. Anyway, I was like, I've never heard of him. Never heard of him, all goods. And then we get there, and then there's this, as you guys saw when I sent you that picture at the time that it happened, it was, I don't even know how to describe. It's like if you actually, and full disclosure, I've never taken acid. If you imagine what taking acid would be like,
Yeah.
and seeing and hallucinating, what was happening in that club that night was as I would imagine it. And I was like, and all of it was amazing, all of the things and shit. And I just thought that that's what the club looked like, because what in the fucking Las Vegas hell on earth is going on here? And all of the things hanging off the thing and the cat walking towards me and all of that. But Elro is like this performative show, which is all of that.
Oh.
So it's not the DJ. The Elro travels all around the world with sets like that.
Yeah.
And brings DJs to perform to the sets, which is really cool. Like when I actually did a little bit of a deep dive the next day, I was like, oh, that's quite cool. Because I'm standing there, because that night I was like, oh, it was sort of really beige. It was really fucking beige house music for me. I was like, ugh. And the crowd was kind of like just classic. Everyone's on their phones. I was like, oh, no. Anyway, I still had fun. But that was quite funny. Anyway, I left the club at 3. I was like, you've got to get out of here. You've got to get out of here. Was it 3? Was it 3:30? Anyway, as I was leaving, people were still walking in. You're thinking, fucking hell. And then got home, and then got a cab, had a creepy taxi driver. There's creeps everywhere, guys. I'd hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
There are just creeps everywhere. Even when I was walking home the night before, I meant the morning, I ended up like walking with these girls because there's just like guys just standing and like, hi. You're like, fuck off. Like, don't talk to me. And I was saying that too. But yeah, so got home, put myself to bed, had, I don't know, like 2 hours or so sleep, woke up, packed my bag, toddled off to the airport, and then I had just the longest, most glorious, long shit-ass travel day back to Split and spent the night there last night and get on the ferry. Would I do that again in a heartbeat? Yes.
Yeah.
Was it the time of my life? Yes. Do I love and hate that side of Ibiza? Yes. It's kind of like a bit like Vegas where you go, because I love you know me, I'm a party girl. I love partying. I love live music. I love EDM. I love all of it.
Yeah.
I don't like the growing pretentious nature of where it's going in terms of it being sort of set around VIP tickets and VIP experiences and always trying to upsell everything to just sort of exclude just the fucking OG raver out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with that.
So there's a side of me that goes, just give me a fucking green grass paddock and like, let's just get feral there. But I really also loved it. I loved it the same time as going, it's very sceney, but I love it, but fucking love it. So that's and I'll go back. So well.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds amazing.
It sounds unreal. Do you know what I've been telling everyone? They're like, Brodie's going to see Dom Dolla, eh? And I'm like, yeah, she knows him. You don't.
Personal friend.
His tour manager. But I've been like, yeah, Brodie, I'm pretty sure Brodie knows him.
Well, she does
That's
now.
where she's going.
No, but and it was 15 seconds and it was so like such a deep connection, as you can imagine. Do you know the worst thing is as well? Like, I feel this is, how we always talk about parasocial relationships?
Yeah.
I always think with like someone like him, I actually think he would like me as a person. I actually think we'd get along quite well. And that's that classic parasocial relationship right there. It's like Fisher and his wife, Chloe.
Yeah.
I think that we'd get along like a house on fire. So they're the kind of people that I have my parasocial relationships with.
Yeah.
And so I often think, just let me in once, mate, and you won't regret it.
You'll never get rid of me. I'll hang around like a bad smell.
Yeah. But anyway, just the last bit from me. This is our last few days here in beautiful Bowl. I've got a beautiful friend of mine, Billy, coming from Amsterdam for the last couple of days. Just going to chill, and then Mum and I make the big journey to Bali and get there on Sunday night.
Cool.
And then my dad will be there, my brother and sister-in-law and the kids. And then I will see Josh in 11 sleeps.
Yay!
I'm very excited about all of that. And I, again, am just so stoked that I did all of this. And yeah, thank you, me. Thank you, me.
Get it, girl.
You deserve it. That's awesome. And now, Ibiza, that's some real hard minutes to follow there, guys. Real hard minutes.
No, you've got it, T.
Not too much for me. It's been really chill. I did have a moment on Monday night where I thought, okay, this is kind of 30. We had some dinner plans for Matariki with some friends, but my beautiful friend, she's a mama and she wasn't feeling too well in the end, so last minute cancel. I had just prepared a really nice like roasted olive dip, and everything.
You do a good dip.
And I bought some focaccia bread and I just went, you know what I'm going to do? And me and Bailey just sat on the floor and ate ripped parts of like focaccia bread and ate my amazing roasted olive dip that I put so much like heart and soul into. So it was kind of like, we didn't have a nice big friends dinner, but it was still kind of cool to just sit there and...
Picnic styles?
Yeah. Like, it was kind of cute. We just sat and ate and debriefed the day. But I did have something kind of funny happen over the weekend and they were completely unrelated, but I'm starting, you know how I always find a sign and everything, guys. I'm like, this means something. This obviously means something. Actually, there was one last week as something happened to me where this guy was just trolling me and kept saying that I look 41. And he kept saying that. My mate just texts me and goes, new angel number. And then I look up 41 angel number and it's like, you're on the right path. You're standing on business. You're doing this. And I thought, oh my God, yes, I am. But so this weekend, I got a message. I was messaging one of Bailey's best friends. He just did the Gold Coast half.
Cool.
He got a really good time. So I'm messaging him and then out of nowhere, he just sends me a video of Bailey with a baby, one of our friends' babies.
Oh.
And I go, oh, and he goes, he's ready.
Oh.
That's all he said, and I go, oh, true, you know, ha ha ha. Anyways, The next day, another one of Bailey's friends in a different country, it just says that he sent me a message and he sent me 3 photos.
Oh.
He sent me 3 photos of Bailey with a friend's baby.
Oh.
And I'm going, what? And I was like, don't send me this. I'll get lucky. Ha ha. Yep, that's the point.
Oh.
I want to be an uncle. Blah, blah. And I'm like, these 2 friends have not colluded. But within the same 24-hour span, they've sent me photos of Bailey with a baby. And I'm like, oh, don't, guys.
Stop it.
Don't. I'm trying to just be like hot and double income, no kids for my first year of 30, please.
Stinkies.
But it's like the sign. And now you know what I'm doing, eh, Brodie? I'm doing the, oh, it's a sign. What does it mean?
Yeah.
What does it mean that I keep seeing this? Why are they prompting me like this? Is this a time where I've got a choice? Am I at a crossroads? Yeah, nah, shush. But you know what I mean.
It's so nice to see a big grown man holding a little
I
baby.
know, a little bubba. And because Bailey's an only child, so I haven't really seen, obviously, like he doesn't have any younger siblings. Like I haven't really seen that side of him.
Or
so
niece and nephews or anything.
he's got one little cousin
yeah.
who's 5 and she's awesome, and watching him with her is really fun.
Yeah.
But this is probably like the first time I've seen it at, at a regular occurrence.
Yeah.
Him around babies. But, it suits him.
It does.
suits
It's a
him.
natural.
Yeah. I think he's probably better at it than me.
Yeah.
It does.
Me too.
But hey, remind yourself, there's plenty of time.
That is right.
There is.
I haven't had my Ibiza
You know?
summer yet, so maybe that needs to happen first.
Nah, shit.
I
I
still want to do. I haven't been to Europe. I've got to go at some point before that happens, I think.
Yeah. Or do it over there.
Yeah,
Just-
I think you do.
Make it over there, right?
Make it over there.
Make the baby there.
Yeah, you could do that as well. Yeah, you need to have it. You need to have a Euro summer, I think.
Yeah, I think
Because-
I might try next
yeah.
year. I've got to ask my boss for some more leave. I might go, please, sir, can I have some more? Please, sir.
Give me a...
Oh, and you've actually just got to save $17 million too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The bucket list
like,
is.
how you go? She's like, how's you going with your money? I'm like, oh,
Nah, we're there.
I don't know what that means.
We're here and there. But yeah, I think hopefully
Yeah.
next year or the year after, the next couple of years, I want to do the dollies in Italy. And then I can do a couple of spots adjacent to that. But I think that's on the bucket list before I think about doing any settling down or anything that. But that's honestly, that's all from me. It was a pretty chill week the last week, but and it's been nice to just, hold space for those Ibiza stories. We must.
Yeah. Hey, well, look, thank you for holding space for me and my sabbatical. Look, I'm not with you the next couple of weeks, but I thought I might do you a wee favour, and I'll just maybe, if anything happens, I'll just send you a couple of voice memos. You can play them.
Please. We'd love
do.
that. We'd absolutely love that.
Just a couple of updates, if necessary. There might not be one next week, but there might be one after my birthday or something.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
Yeah. I think
We'll keep in comms.
I think it'll be a fun weekend too, because I'm pretty sure your birthday is when I'm having my 30th party.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's going to be a busy wee weekend for us.
Yeah.
But me and Gracie might have a mate with us next week.
I know.
We're not sure who just yet, but that is
TBC.
pending. That is pending, and it is TBC. But
Yeah.
I think have we finished, guys?
Yep. We're finished.
Yeah. No, we've only just begun.
Yeah,
I know.
Actually,
Hooroo.
yeah, hooroo.
Love
Hooroo.
you.
Love you all.
Be safe.
Love you.
Bye.
Let her finish.
This episode of Let Her Finish is brought to you by the new Tasty Rise low carb protein bars.
Life gets busy, so having a snack you can grab on the go is always a win.
Available in cocoa, berry, and caramel, they're great to have in your handbag, glove box, or gym bag.
Check out the new Tasty Rise low carb protein bars today. Less carbs, more go.